we had some homework to do over the summer break of 2 weeks. Which shall we do first? Shall we do the kits?
Well,
yeah.
Best part of football for me is the shirts that they wear, and there have been some absolute belters coming out for this coming season. So the homework everyone was sent was to give me their top 10 kits. I'll compile a list and we can run through them right now.
I wasn't listening.
Yes, I know. I have tried to include some references to your selection.
Okay.
But there wasn't a lot which kind of met the criteria that I sent out as football kits from this season. You didn't listen to the word football or this season. You seem to just focus on kits. So you've given me your favourite kits.
That's what I heard. That's what I heard.
Are they all sports kits at least?
Yeah.
And not just random dress-ups?
There's a few.
There are some sporty ones in there.
There are some. Let me just.
Are we including Formula One as a sport or not?
Let me
always.
Let's just say, dear listener, if you are one of our podcast regulars, we are. This is also going to be on YouTube.
Yeah.
So there he is.
So that you can take the plural out of that phrase.
That was Font's favourite kit. It's gone with Kit from Knight Rider.
Slow hand clap.
With Michael sat on the bonnet. Does anyone remember his surname in this? I remember
what, Michael's surname?
Yeah. Well, it was Michael Knight, wasn't it?
It was.
Cool, yeah. Yeah, there we go. That was Font's favourite kit. But the kits I'm on about are kits like this beauty here. So this multicoloured ensemble, I think, takes its inspiration from, was it 1992? Was there a Euros in 92? I think there was. Peter Schmeichel's kit that he wore then. They seem to have taken inspiration from this in a magnificent rainbow number with some beautiful lattice work. That did not make the top 10. It was on my list and it wasn't on anyone else's list, but I just thought I'd show that one out there because it's quite nice.
I would just like to say that as a follower of Bristol City, I'm disappointed that I did not notice this shirt because it is fantastic. For those listening in black and white, it is it looks like a goal net all across it in black, but with like rainbow stripes going down. It's quite spectacular.
It is wonderful, and it is goalkeeper kits don't tend to vary. I find whoever produces the kit creates a template, and then the clubs run it in whatever colours they wish. And this kit is by Hummel, and Bristol City decided to go all rainbow with theirs, whereas other teams have just gone neon, orange, yellow, pink as a staple. I think it's quite nice.
And I've just looked up Peter Schmeichel's kit from the Euros in 1992, when of course Denmark won the Euros. And yes, it is almost exactly the same. It is definitely exactly that design. It's fantastic.
Yeah, I do prefer the classic goalkeeper jersey of a long sleeve green. Feel free to argue if you disagree.
Is this the equivalent of Luke arguing for a 0-0?
Potentially, yes.
I mean, there's loads of options when it comes to goalkeeping kits. They like to have the loud colours to kind of put people off. I do prefer a long sleeve. I don't prefer a boring standard green. Right, so let's run through the top 10 that we've done, and there is still some room for debate. Of course. Let me just skip through. Ignore that one. Okay. I've got everyone's favourite one down as well. So that was Font's favourite we've already seen. Ken's favourite we just briefly saw, and we will come back to that later. So in at 10, we've kind of got a joint 10th place. So we've got a little bit of debate we can do to try and secure some spaces for this. So this one I've got in front of you is the new Watford home shirt. It appeared on, I think it was mine and Nick's list. Let me double check, and that is correct. And I think they said that design for that is, so it looks a little bit like Hornet, as of course Watford are called the Hornets. And if someone could tell me why when they got a moose in their badge, that would be much appreciated. But it's kind of like Hornet stripes, kind of all pointing towards the Watford crest. What do we think of that one?
I like it.
I like it. It's the asymmetrical idea is what appeals to me, I think.
I think a lot of kits this year are just going with something different. I'm seeing a lot of it. It's not just your standard, what you'd expect from teams. There's a lot of kits out there where, people have tried something different, and I'm enjoying it.
Do you reckon it's the designers are working from home and they've just had that bit of creative space to think, should we do it a bit differently this year?
I mean, possibly with this. It came out quite late, so it's definitely like some sort of lockdown design.
My theory is because it's got all those black lines pointing in towards the batch. Because Watford changed their manager so much, it's just to help their players remember which team they're playing for.
This one.
Also, I've just answered your question, Mono. Why is there a moose on the Watford badge? It's actually a hart. It's a male deer, which represents the Hart part of Hertfordshire.
Oh, that's nice. Why are they called the Hornets then?
Because they're black and white. Black and yellow, sorry.
But they
I think it does come down to that.
Have been called the Mooses.
It's not a moose, I just told you.
There's another black and yellow one coming up later, and they're not called the Hornets, so I don't think the colour theory kind of matches there. So for something quite outlandish, something a little bit more traditional, this is Motherwell's away shirt, which is kind of a turquoisey colour, white collar and edging, and Motherwell stripes running across the chest.
Is that pattern on the top? Is that just the sort of the weave and the strobing of the picture, or is it actually that sort of?
I think it's the material
pattern design.
It's the material, so that's how it photographs.
It looks like it could be like a like a polo shirt or something.
I quite like
that
it.
kind of look, yeah.
I like the hand embroidered. So it's like replace the badge. It's got the MFC on the left, which is quite different. Almost like a birthday card kind of lettering on there. So that's Motherwell. And
I like that. It's a classic one. It's also quite similar to one that I put in my top 10. I don't know whether it made the top 10 overall, but the Roma home kit for this season, which is like a classic kind of burgundy red, but it's got like bright red, orange and yellow stripes in a kind of similar pattern for that.
So Roma didn't make it, but it did make two people's list just down at the bottom. So Ken, you had it in your list?
Yes, I did.
Nick, you had it in your list?
Yeah.
Both number 9. Not enough points for it to place. So that's Motherwell, and this one is from Loch Ness.
Never would have guessed that.
Ken sent me the full range.
Amazing.
I had the away one in there, so I gave all the points to the away one.
Yeah.
All three kits
feature Nessie. Yeah.
All feature Nessie. So this is a white and gold one with the Loch Ness Monster creeping down the gut, kind of leaving a little bit of magic gold dust on there. And it's sponsored by Monster Box.
Very appropriately. And so, do we know if Loch Ness has always had this kind of design? Is it always good? Because you'd think if you're going to design a kit for Loch Ness FC, then what else are you going to do? But have they always done this? Or have they been denying their own identity for a long time?
I don't know. I was only ever looking at this season. But yeah, I really like the design and how they've incorporated into it. It does look a little bit tacky, a little bit cheesy to include some sort of character, but I think it works, and I like this.
But for a team which Loch Ness they're not in the Scottish League system, I think it's a good, must be a good money spinner. They must sell a few around the world, I reckon.
So I think if you are a lower league side where you won't have a large number of fans, you can make a kit like this, what Loch Ness have done, that can go viral, and then people will go, oh, I quite like that, I quite like the novelty of it, and I'll buy one for myself. So I'm just gonna dip away from the top 10 and just go to this one. This was Nick's top one, so it's Clapton FC home shirt. No, their away shirt, sorry.
Yeah, it's the away shirt.
It's got nice like lilac and red and kind of that yellow cross hatching across the chest, which is similar to what Spain had in the World Cup that ran down the shoulder.
Yeah.
And across the chest. It's like a low league side doing a jazzy kit, hoping people would buy into it.
Which is kind of similar to what you were saying before, wasn't it? About the Loch Ness one. Hoping it goes viral. There was a couple of clubs that have done that in recent years. Remember, I think it was an Italian side that did a kit that looked like a tuxedo a few years ago.
Yes,
and there was another one.
Yeah.
There was another one that did one that was done up to look like someone just peeled the skin off the footballers, all the muscles and tendons underneath, which is a bit weird.
There was one that was sponsored by Heck sausages and had sausages over it. Back to the life, I can't remember the team. So that's.
I think that's Burnley's kit for this year, isn't it?
So those were the three. So we've got Loch Ness, Motherwell away, Watford at home. If we'd like to put these in an order, then we can kind of.
Oh, are these all joint?
These were all joint 10th. So
wow.
We can 8 and 10 out of it.
Are there any more joint positions?
There's a few joint positions that we'll have to debate, including the top spot.
Well, everyone loves kit, don't they?
So let me just work out where Kit would be. If I included it, he would not have made the top 10. Kit and that Michael fellow, whatever his name was.
The Night Industries 2000 doesn't make it as one of the best kits. That's terrible.
Kit. I'm going to put a bid in for Watford. That's my favourite of the three. I will go Watford.
It's Motherwell for me. I'm not that taken away by the Watford one, if I'm honest.
Well, actually, I should go based on what I did on my list in the first place. So I'm going to go Motherwell because I went Motherwell, Watford, Loch Ness.
So it's a three-way split between Watford, Loch Ness, and Motherwell.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm going to have to go Loch Ness. I think that's fantastic.
And I'm going to stick with my Loch Ness.
Yep.
Right. So that leaves Watford in 10th, and there's 4 of us, which is great because that means that we can agree.
the two most disagreeable ones on here.
So that's 10, 9, and 8 sorted. This is 7 outright on its own. Borussia Dortmund. They play in yellow and black. They are not called the Hornets.
D-Hornets. Or Das.
You saw that. You saw that.
It's definitely D-Hornets because it's plural.
Yes.
So this appeared in 2 people's lists. Nick, it was your 4th. And Ken, it was your 7th. It didn't place for me. Didn't place for anyone else. I quite like it though. It's a bit animally, bit electric-y. Makes me think of Pikachu.
Yeah. It is definitely Pikachu, isn't it?
Yeah. So that's 7. Fon, what's your view on this? Seeing as you did very, very little. No, you did do the homework. You didn't necessarily do it in the right place. So now you're actually seeing some of these. Can you see what we were trying to get at?
Yeah, football shirts. Yeah, it's not a hard concept. I just didn't listen.
Oh,
It just doesn't pop to other ones. I did put some football ones in there. It just doesn't.
you also put the Jamaican bobsled team suit in. And I'm
Because
guessing you meant from Cool Runnings.
I did, yeah. Because that scene when they're just hanging up in the dressing room, and it's striking, isn't it?
I am a big fan of the
You're
yellow.
with me,
I'm a big fan of the yellow, as you can see.
as you can see. Yeah.
I like it. I like the kind of it's the kind of electric theme. I did look up the Borussia Dortmund's nickname to find out whether it was actually like the Hornets or Die Hornissen, as it is in German. No, they're just called the Black and Yellows.
Oh, brilliant. Oh,
Say what you see.
it's efficient, isn't it?
Typical German.
Yeah.
But yeah, like so, Nick and myself put this in. As I said with the previous, like with the Watford kit, it's just something a little bit different. It's not just stripes and vertical stripes, or we've tried something a little bit different. And so there was 2 trains of thought with my list. So this was one of them. There was something a little bit different, and I think we mentioned it, the Roma home kit, where we've stripped it back to a pure kind of classic, where it's plain colour. There you go. That is the shirt. Yeah.
Yeah, I like both approaches because it shows that yes, we've got the Motherwell one back up there again, and I like the classic look, which it could be, particularly without a sponsor, as that is, it could be without from anything that lasts 30, 40 years. But the Dortmund one and the Watford one also show that you can do something a little bit more interesting without going like completely overboard.
Yeah. Well, with the Motherwell one, as I say, it looks like a polo shirt that you can go on, on a night out in. Like,
Yeah.
It, wouldn't surprise me if it said Fred Perry there.
I'm not sure what the nightlife is like in Motherwell though. So
yeah.
So that was 7, unopposed, so we don't have to debate that further. And talking about that kind of the classic look of the Motherwell shirt, and then the attempt to try and do something a little bit different, like we've got with this black lightning bolt on yellow Dortmund shirt. We've got something a little bit in the middle for Arsenal. Arsenal was my second choice.
Hey.
Nick, I expected you to have placed this higher. And this is a nice mixture of the traditional kind of Arsenal shirt and then this fantastic patination, this I'm guessing it's the arrows to tell the players which direction they should be patting.
Well, unfortunately, they're both pointing sideways, so that's not going to get us through. No, I really like it, and it certainly went down very well among the Arsenal fans when it was introduced. But I think that might have been as much to do with the fact that Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang was modelling it, and they were still worrying about whether he was going to sign his new contract. Yeah, I like it. I think because Adidas have been making the Arsenal kit. I think it's last season was their first one, and or a couple of years ago maybe. And they've hit all the right kind of buttons of classic, not too complicated, the right colours.
That is
that's a bonus. Yeah.
Well, we've had some weird ones over the years. The only reason I didn't put this higher is because I think we're not going to be wearing the bruised banana kit this year, which is just the best kit ever, hands
so why
down.
does that count against this one?
Well, because it's not as good as that.
But your bruised banana was going to be your away kit anyway.
It's a third choice, I think.
Oh. See, the reason why I place this quite high, and this is one of my biggest bugbears with any kind of sport kit, not just football kits, rugby kits as well, that you can see a shirt which looks fantastic, and then you see them on a fan. Car crash. So when they modelled them on these players,
What are you saying?
These are professional athletes. You know, they're well toned. They wear a shirt that fits properly where it should fit. And then when you put them on a fan, it just looks awful. But I did see this one on a fan in a co-op in Bakewell.
It's not the typical catchment area of an Arsenal fan.
That's not how you spell Reeve.
Nick just, for the people who are listening and not on YouTube, Nick just turned his back to us to show us his number and his name. So how long have you had that shirt, Nick?
About 17 years.
Guessing you were 17 when you got
Yes.
it. Because you've got 17 on your back, and
Yep.
either when the shirt gets older, the number increases, or you got it when you were 17. So you've had that half your life,
Yeah.
ish. Wow.
It's a bit more snug than it used to be.
Nothing wrong with that in 17 years. But going back to the Arsenal.
Sorry, yes, I interrupted you.
I saw it on a fan in a co-op in Bakewell, and he was quite a stocky lad, but it looked really good on him. So I think the patination helps the fans with a probably slightly larger midriff than most, and that gave it some extra brownie points for me.
Have you seen the third kit which has been leaked on the day of recording, according to one of the national newspapers?
Yeah. So it's not a million miles away from the away shirt, from the second shirt. Yeah, it's like dark blue with like black dappling almost.
It's like clouds, isn't it? Type of
Yeah.
effect.
It's a nice word,
Yeah.
that dappling.
Telly's from London.
Not 100% sure about
You're not?
that. I mean, the home kit is the best.
Fon, if you would like to put that Arsenal third kit in your list and get rid of, let's say, a Caterham Super 7 1600 kit car, I'm willing to accept it as a late submission. It won't make the top 10, but at least it makes your list look a little bit more normal.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Okay, that's in at number 7, but it does not make the list overall. So let's just go back. So we've got tie-in for 5th and 6th place with this Arsenal shirt is this away beauty from Ajax. I believe I'm pronouncing that correctly. So this is like a kind of stone effect with blues and greys, a little bit like an armoured shell. I quite like it. It made my list. It made Luke's list. It didn't make anyone else's list who's here. So I guess I'm on my own fighting this argument.
Yeah, I saw it and it didn't appeal to me. I'm not quite sure. Just little bit trippy. Maybe, I don't know.
It is a bit optical illusion-y.
Yeah.
I guess the ultimate test is whether they could make it through a game without complaining that they can't see each other.
Yeah, the old Man United excuse, wasn't it?
Exactly. I think it's not a million miles away from that in terms of the colour.
Yeah.
But I think the lines are quite unique. I feel like I'm championing this on my own here. So this is kind of an easy argument, isn't it? That Arsenal's going to be above this one, yeah?
I'd go with that.
I think so.
That's what I like to hear.
Well, we're not going to hear it much, are we, to be honest?
That's Arsenal.
That's the first Arsenal jab of the season.
Arsenal finishing fifth.
I'll take that. I'll take that.
Right. So this one is out on its own. I think it is absolutely awful. It's Juventus's third choice. I would never choose that in a...
Is that footprints?
I don't want. There's question marks all over it.
Oh, is it question marks? Bottom left looks a bit like a footprint.
There probably is footprints on it as well. So the two people who aren't here are the two people that put forward this monstrosity.
Well, they're not here to defend it, so see ya.
Do we have an explicit rating on this podcast?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, so
it was fucking awful.
So it's this luminous orange thing, which is fine if a goalkeeper was wearing it, it's absolutely fine. And then it looks like they've let a 3-year-old go crazy with some black paint in a potato. And it's
I think
that's a fantastic summary. That's exactly what it looked like.
Surely the one prerequisite for any shirt is, would you wear it yourself? And if you say yes, you need to be having questions, don't you?
Well, Luke and Barney, or Burnley and Barney, would obviously they'd choose to do it. When we were talking about how we would do this as a podcast, and Luke didn't understand that you can actually describe what you can see, and you can use things like YouTube. He said that he would just describe a shirt as sexual, and I think he was referring to this. So not only is he saying that he's happy to wear it, he's also saying, and he isn't here, so he's also saying that he would have sex with this shirt.
Where
there is an image for our listeners.
He wants to sex that shirt.
Looks like someone already has.
If that's true, they need to see a doctor.
Maybe the shirt is completely black and it's just got a black light on it.
Oh dear.
And if it's coming up as bright orange, then see a doctor.
See a doctor.
Oh dear.
So my vote for here is to delete this from existence.
Yeah.
I would back that up.
In the rules of the game, it's been put forward and blah, 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 even though they're not here to defend it. So
like
it is...
Murder on the Orient Express will just say, someone came into the podcast, deleted it, left, we didn't see anything, it just went away.
And you've got to listen to 40 minutes into the podcast to hear anything different.
So, seeing as they're not here, I'm going to suggest that we chuck this out, and Font, you can have some representation in this list with Kit from Knight Rider. Awesome.
Amazing. I would just say that you were right about it looks like it could just about pass as a goalkeeper kit, because you could only get away with that being on the pitch once. Yeah. But at the same time, you know that one really annoying kid is going to want to buy that as well. So there's going to be two in the same vicinity, and that's just too much.
You don't want that. You don't want that sitting on the bench in the third choice keeper's seat, don't you? That just makes a mockery of the whole thing.
Exactly. That spot on.
Sorry, if someone wearing that walked up and said, "Get out of that seat, it's the gaffer's seat," you're not going to take it seriously, are you?
Get back to the ward you came from. Right, so we're now going to replace that with Kit from Knight Rider.
Yes.
So before we get into the top three, I'm just going to spot out a couple of honourable mentions. Just cycle back through them all. Okay, so this, again, Ken sent me a range because they were all kind of this mad. And if Ken can pronounce the team, he can have a toffee.
Adabridges.
Okay, sorry. What was the reason you didn't like the Ajax shirt? I believe your words were, "It's a bit trippy."
They were my words.
Uh,
I don't know. It just looked like the Ajax one. I think trippy is it. It just looked like a building. Just looks like steel and glass.
which I think works well for defence.
This looks like someone designed it while playing Space Invaders on
Oh.
LSD.
Yeah. Mono, have you actually got the full range?
No, not on me, just this one.
What's the name of the team?
The top left. Alabridges.
That's easy for you to say.
Practiced many times. So Alebridges. They play in Mexico. I think you should be able to get the full range.
Oh, holy shit. I've
Yeah.
just seen the three kits that Ken was talking about from Alabridges. Them.
Alabridges, yeah.
Alabridges, yes. Goodness, yes, exactly.
Yeah, very busy team.
Incredible. I mean,
And
Do you
not
like,
at all.
Not at all trippy, no.
point of
like the
order,
green
though.
one?
Point of order. This is from the 2019-20 season.
Is it?
Oh, season's kit.
Oh, I didn't spot that when I was checking.
Awkward.
It's 2020. Could still be playing.
Maybe
I mean,
it's this one.
It's
that's
still
playing.
worth an honourable mention
It's
because
this
that
one.
is
I
fantastic.
found the ones that they're playing in now.
Oh, wow.
So they've kind of gone for a fruit and veg vibe this season.
No, that's the background from the Yellow Submarine.
Does the proposer wish to change their nomination?
I still
Wow.
maintain it's a 2020 kit. There you go.
Is 2020 to 21.
I mean, I accept all 6 of those shirts. They're fantastic.
That's it. It's honourable mentions.
I can't get this season's up as proper big so. But yeah, that's kind of the theme that they have in all their kits. They're all a little bit odd. For them,
Trippy, you may say.
yeah, the Motherwell shirt for them would be quite a detachment, and they would probably say that's a bit trippy and a bit out there, only in Mexican. There's the Bristol goalkeeper shirt. That was one of mine, which didn't make the list, but I thought it was quite nice. Clapton away was Nick's favourite shirt. And this is an interesting one. Goalkeeper shirt for the Isle of Man.
And Faraday wants to mention on that one.
I mean, that's bold.
Can we just say the logo is bold?
The logo is quite threatening.
Yeah.
So this is the goalkeeper shirt in conjunction with is it Mankind?
Mankind.
Okay.
The prostate cancer charity, not the shop you find in really naff retail park shopping centres. And it is black with white toilet men all over it.
And it's Mankind, not Menkind. I'll take that back.
Mankind. And it's very busy. I don't know if Ken would call it trippy.
Makes me need the loo.
So that was.
I think they've gone with men of all shapes and sizes there. I think that was the brief.
I mean, that's not true.
Well, there's a square one right in the middle.
There's a man putting up an umbrella, maybe.
There's a guy about to fall over something rolling, bottom left. There's a ball on the floor. He's about to fall over that.
So that's Isle of Man goalkeeper shirt, which was in Barney's list. Then we've got fonts top choice. We've already discussed this, and this is now number 4 in the best kits. It's kit from Knight Rider. Another one of fonts. What the hell is this?
Oh, that is.
I was trying to make that into a shirt. What the fuck?
That is the that is the DAS system from the Mercedes, which is an exceptional bit of kit for this year.
Yeah.
They've been gaining an advantage from it from an entirely, obviously Nick's just locked off, just from an entirely different way, because for starts after safety cars, that's where Mercedes have really benefited from the DAS system.
Yeah.
Not had to do the weaving around and putting more stress on the tyres to get them warmed up quickly enough.
When you gave me a list, you only gave me 5 at first, and it went 5 down to 1. And when I got the list through, and it said Mercedes DAS, and I'm like, he's not got this. A lovely bit of kit. Keep up.
Lovely bit of kit. I did.
A bit of kit. Oh dear. This one here is Port Vale, which is quite interesting.
I'm seeing a trippy.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah.
Bonus point if you can ask another toffee. I'll give out toffees. I started out giving out toffees. I'll continue to give out toffees. Who had a hand in designing the shirt for a toffee?
Robbie Williams.
Well, that's 2 toffees for Ken.
That was a pure guess. Just
Robbie Williams, the famous Port Vale fan,
yeah.
amongst other things, helped design this shirt, which has got like coming up from the belly button and black and white stripes. It looks a bit Beetlejuicy.
It does a bit.
Also made Tom's list.
I reckon they missed a trick there. They should have had a little basket at the bottom of the plate. It looks like a balloon. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, like a big hot air balloon.
Hot air balloon, yeah.
That'll work quite well. So those are some honourable mentions.
Thank you for calling the Mercedes DAS system honourable. I appreciate that. Thank you.
So we'll run forward to the undisputed number 3, which was heavily weighted as it was Barney's favourite shirt. It is 1874 Northwich's home shirt. If you want to know what Barney did with his list, top was 1874 home. Second was 1874 away. Third was 1874 goalkeeper.
So which one's this we're looking at?
So this one is the home shirt.
That's the home shirt, yeah.
We've seen his blue shirt before. He's worn it on the podcast. And that away shirt covers...
To death is the word.
To death. He's also worn the pink one as well. And that covers 2 seasons, so I'll let him have that. But this one is brand new for this year.
This is nice. I do like it. I mean, it's a good green, but I like the different patterns and the little kind of fading black stripe over the badge. I like that.
This was the kit that I was most excited about seeing, because I follow, or we follow as a podcast, we follow the designer, and he's done loads of concept designs throughout. I just like looking at some of the things he's done and the combinations he's just taken as having green, black, and white, and going ballistic with it.
Yeah.
That's where he's come up for the home shirt this year, and I think it looks really nice.
I think the amount of effort it must put into, because 4 or 5, 6 designs maybe, and then you put it in front of people, and someone just goes, "Yeah, that one will do." What happened to the other 5?
But you see a lot of concept kits. Oh, that's the hell's going on the goalkeeper shirt. There's a lot of concept kits that do the rounds, and some of them end up looking better than the ones they choose. And there's kind of that element of disappointment when they've gone, "Oh, I was really excited for something good, and it's just pants." Let's go back to Northwich. So yeah, this is on its own at number 3. So there's no debate to have about that. It's just kind of a joy to behold. Oxil Pro, the sponsor, if they want to sponsor this podcast, they can, and we are open to any sponsorship opportunities that come to us.
Absolutely.
And then we come to the top spot. So this is shared at the moment, so we need to debate between the two. And the first of these is Inter Milan's home shirt this year, which I think is a phenomenal piece of engineering, if you can call shirt design engineering.
So what they did was they put a blue shirt on the floor, and then a tyre went over it. A Pirelli tyre, probably.
Well, that's how you come up with concept shirts, isn't it? Just throw stuff at it.
Literally.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, that just looks like a Pirelli advert to me. I'm not a fan. I did see it when I was looking at my kits. I was just like, it didn't really appeal to me.
So who voted for this one?
Who voted for this one? Well, let me just go to the list, because one of them was me, one of them was Luke, and Ken, you also included it in your list.
Yeah.
I've got to disagree. From the same era as the Arsenal shirt I'm wearing at the moment came the, I think it was the third kit. Actually, I don't think it was the away kit. I think it was the second kit. That was blue, dark blue fading into white in the middle, and then out to dark blue again at the bottom. And it was all based around the O2 on the shirt. And it just looked like an O2 advert. And that's what I'm thinking of now. I mean, that's done with the sponsor in mind, and it just feels a bit.
That looks like the shirt for the Pirelli away day interdepartmental football team for the blue team in the fact. Yeah.
I think he did have that realising. And so that is going up for the top spot, and I see Nick doesn't like it. Maybe Nick will like this one. So this is Marseille away, which is a lovely navy blue design, kind of a light blue collar and the cuffs.
How much were you guys drinking when you made these lists?
And it's got the town of Marseille kind of in the background. Loads of little houses. Some have lights on, some don't have lights on. I'd buy that. I'm really tempted to buy it when it comes down to an affordable price, because I'm not paying £75 for a football shirt because I'm not a moron. Sorry, I'm not a big enough football fan.
I'm not taking that out. That's staying in, mate. You've made your bed. You lie in it, son.
How much? Are you put off by the sponsor, the big Uber Eats?
That is the first thing that caught my eye, to be fair. But I think that's because someone's just like pasted it crudely on the top rather than it actually being printed on the shirt. What
I like is there's a little Uber Eats delivery man just here.
It does. I was going to say it does look like if you just took like the just the Uber Eats and then just zoomed out, it could be the end of an advert.
Yeah. I think I prefer it to the Inter Milan kit. The one weird thing though is that you've got the lights that are on. Oh, well, that's a better kit.
That would have been that with Samsung on it. That would have been.
Yeah.
We're sponsored by Samsung.
But no, it's just those little weird orange lights that are like dotted around the kit. It just looks weird.
It's the lights are on. It's really, there's a little like tower thing. It's if you know, I've been in galleries and seen paintings that aren't as nice as this.
I mean, yeah.
I'll be honest. Be brutally honest. If this is our top two,
yeah,
I'm a little disappointed.
I am as well.
I thought the Roma one might be in there.
Yeah.
Right. I get the Roma up.
I don't know, joking aside, most of mine were a piss take, but I'm surprised one of mine isn't in there either.
One of the serious ones.
One of them is
A serious one.
The Northwich shirt was put
The
forward.
Northwich one is. I also put in the Liverpool away.
You put in, and you
But I
the
did
shirt.
put the caveat, just the shirt though, because it looks a bit over the top with the shorts and socks as well.
Right, I've got the Roma shirt here, which I just feels a bit uninspiring for me. Could use the slow internet. It's giving you a nice little pixelated version of it there, and I think that kind of does the job.
So is that man wanted for a crime? Or is he in the SAS?
I don't know, maybe if I just... Yeah. Is that a little bit better? You can get a little bit of a flavour. Sorry, it's not bigger.
How much?
That's what she said.
See? Do you want to join on the more on back? Sorry, the discerning fan bandwagon.
See, I like that shirt. I wouldn't pay that much for it, but I do like that shirt.
Really?
But it goes along the kind of Motherwell level. I wouldn't put it like
It doesn't though, does it? Because Motherwell have gone the whole hog with the logo and made it look properly retro with that sort of pastel colour on it. Whereas that just looks like, oh, I knew I was supposed to do something, Sen. I've got to get that. Oh, just put a couple of lines across. It's fine. Get it in.
Yeah, I can see that. I'm disappointed that no one else came across the Pescara Calcio kit, which was designed by a 6-year-old Italian boy, and it has waves, a dolphin, and a rainbow on it, which is far better than either of the top two. I'm sorry.
It was a one-off kit, and I feel like I've seen that before.
Oh.
So but I couldn't find that. It did say it was for this season, but it also had it down for last season. So I don't know if, because it was just a one-off, that they decided that they're going to use it as a one-off again. But I've got a two-off. I've got the Motherwell and the Roma one side by side,
because with Motherwell, it's got the collar,
Yeah.
It's got the old, it's made a point of going retro. Whereas the Roma one hasn't. It's just, chuck 3 stripes on it.
Yeah. I'll go with that. The Motherwell one is better.
And we've put that 10th, have we?
We've put Motherwell 9th. So just to run through them all, whether we like it or not, we've got whether we like it or not. These are our favourite shirts, ladies and gentlemen, and whether we like it or not, this is the top 10. So Watford at 10, Motherwell at 9, Loch Ness away at 8, Dortmund at 7, Ajax there at 6, Arsenal at 5, and I'm going to have to go back a little bit because it's Michael Ryder and Kit.
It's
There it
who?
is. Michael Ryder,
Are you sure about that?
Kit Knight, and Michael Ryder. Makes up number 4. Instead of the monstrosity that hurts the eyes, the Jizzy Black.
See that little red X button? Does that just delete it? That just get rid of it. Just never to be seen again.
Third, we've got 1874's first kit, their home kit. And second, oh wait, we didn't actually decide which was first and which was second, did we?
Can I make a suggestion?
Yep.
As we have no consensus between 1 and 2, I think, and I'm not just saying this because he's not here.
I vote for Marseille.
I vote for our current number 3 to be number 1 because that is the only one that we've got consensus on, isn't it?
Well, Ken's got Marseille on his list,
And Inter.
and Marseille is above Inter.
Yeah, but
My
sixth,
list, Marseille.
6th to 8th, I've not got them.
Marseille is above Inter on my list. And Luke's got Inter above Marseille on his list.
I'm trying to decide which of those two I dislike the least.
We can do it that way.
And that's my point. If you're having to decide which is the one you dislike, then it shouldn't be, as a collective, a top, should it?
I don't think this is done in a socialist so I think this is more first past the post.
And both of these came past the post at the first time.
Yeah.
Although with that you then to top something definitely.
Yeah.
Well, we all seem to like the Motherwell one, didn't we?
Yeah.
Bumped that up from 9 to 1.
Yeah.
I prefer the Motherwell one to these.
That'd work for me.
Top 2.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, no. Hang on. It's fine. Keep it as it is because I'm choosing the third choice. The third choice kit as my favourite, so it's fine.
The third choice kit.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The third choice kit is my favourite.
I see what he's done there.
Well, yeah, I'm happy. Carry on.
Very
Decide
meta.
for yourself. I don't care.
Well, I'll agree with that as well then. So we've got Inter in second, Marseille number 1, but the real winner is the third choice kit, which is 1874 Northwich.